Today, August 6th, is the Hiroshima Day. This day reminds all of us the irony of killing thousands to save thousands, about war and its terrible destruction, and today's need and importance for universal harmony and peace. In early August 1945, warfare changed forever when the United States dropped two atomic bombs on Japan, devastating the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki and killing more than 1 lakh people. America's immediate goal was to hasten Japan's surrender, end Second World War, and avoid further Allied casualties. But it also wanted to showcase to the world, the Soviet Union in particular, the hugely destructive power of its new technology. Now, let us hear about Nagasaki and Hiroshima after and before this incident.
On August 6, 1945, at 8:15 am, the crew of the B-29 bomber Enola Gay dropped the first wartime atomic bomb over Hiroshima, Japan, a bustling regional hub that served as an important military communications center, storage depot, and troop gathering area. The bomb, codenamed Little Boy, detonated with an estimated 15,000 tons of TNT, destroying 5 square miles of the city and directly killing some 70,000 people. Final casualty numbers remain unknown. By the end of 1945, injuries and radiation sickness raised the death toll to more than 100,000. In subsequent years, cancer and other long-term radiation effects steadily drove the number higher.
After the destruction at Hiroshima, another American bomber dropped its load over Nagasaki. Though not the original intended bomb site, Nagasaki was targeted because the city Kokura was obstructed by clouds. The Nagasaki bomb weighed around 10,000 pounds and was designed to make a blast of 22 kilotons. The bomb wiped away around 30% of the city. About 60,000 to 80,000 people died due to long term side effects of the radiation or by direct exposure to the blast.
Representatives of more than 100 nations are gathering at UN headquarters to discuss the further full implementation and to enhance the universality of this pact, which forms the foundation of the world's non-proliferation regime. At the start of nearly month-long event this morning, Secretary Ban Ki-moon exhorted countries to take decision action to build a safer world. We have a choice to leave a legacy of fear and inaction, or to act with vision, courage, and leadership, he told the conference. We all know that it's possible, the Secretary General said of disarmament and non proliferation, which have been his top priorities since taking office in 2007. He characterized the NPT, the cornerstone of world's nuclear non-proliferation regime, as one of the most important global treaties ever reached. With the nuclear threat still real, we need this regime as much as ever, Mr. Ban underscored. The last NPT review conference in 2005 was a failure, he said, having wrapped up without any substantive agreement having been reached. This time, we can and must do better.
Now, let us see some of the consequences faced by the people of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
The detonation of atomic bombs over the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945 resulted in horrific casualties and devastation. The long-term effects of radiation exposure also increased cancer rates in the survivors. But public perception of the rates of cancer and birth defects among survivors and their children is in fact greatly exaggerated when compared to the reality revealed by comprehensive follow-up studies. The reasons for this mismatch and its implications are discussed in a perspective review of the Hiroshima Nagasaki survivor studies published in the August issue of the journal Genetics, a publication of the Genetic Society of America. Approximately 200,000 people died in the bombings and their immediate aftermath, mainly from the explosive blast, the firestorm it sparked, and from acute radiation poisoning. Around half of those who survived subsequently took part in studies tracking their health over their entire lifespan. These studies began in 1947 and are now conducted by a dedicated agency, the Radiation Effects Research Foundation (RERF), with funding from the Japanese and US governments. The project has followed approximately 100,000 survivors, 77,000 of the children, plus 20,000 people who were not exposed to radiation.
Hiroshima event was held for 3 days from August 4 to 6, 2018 and was attended by 2,300 participants, including staff and members of 70 consumer co-ops nationwide. The theme for the event was learning and understanding the heart of Hiroshima by the younger generation by renewing commitment towards the inheritance and peace creation of a world without nuclear weapons. The Nagasaki event was held for 2 days from August 7 to 8 under the theme The Peaceful Future Without War and Nuclear Weapons. Inherit the thought of Hibakusha in Nagasaki and the Hibakusha and spread it in Japan and worldwide. It was attended by 1,110 participants, including staff and members of 50 consumer co-ops nationwide.